Our next two guests on the pod are running in the Boston Marathon for the Boston Medical Center team, and we're wicked excited to have Rob and Caroline both on to tell us all about it. What's up, guys?
Hey there. Thanks for having us.
Hey,
We are
how's it
super,
going?
super excited to have you both here. And we're so excited to learn about the Boston Medical Center fundraising team. So let's jump into it, shall we? Let's learn a little bit more about the two of you. Who are you? And tell us how you got on the team.
Yeah, and we'll get to Rob in a second, but I feel like we know him because he's been in the room for a bit. But Caroline, you just jumped in the room. We just hit record. Let's get the
Getting
quick
right into it.
bio. Who are you? Where are you from? You sound awesome, though. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I'm Caroline. I just moved back to Boston, so I'm from the North Shore originally, but spent the last like 5 years or so in New York. So I've run the New York City Marathon a few times while I was living there, and so this is kind of like a homecoming for me, moving back to Boston and running the
Excellent.
Boston Marathon. So very excited. I'm on that 6-star journey. Erica, I know you've done all six, so
It's
running
9
in
now,
those
Caroline. It's
footsteps.
9. You could be
I
9-star
know.
Caroline.
We're 6 plus 3. They're divvying it up, so no worries.
I'm here for it. I'm here for all 9.
Let me ask you this. What's the North Shore? Like, we're from Southern New Hampshire. I know very well what the North Shore is, but some people are like just north of Boston, or you could go even as far as Newburyport and Salisbury. Like, they say that's the North Shore.
So I'm from Beverly, so right next to Salem, Mass.
You're a Beverly girl. Okay.
Beverly girl,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know about those Beverly girls. My dad's from Gloucester. He's a Gloucesterman, as we like to say. So I
Okay.
spent quite a bit of time in the North Shore. We take the boat to Newburyport. We go to
Mhm.
Crane Beach, to Gloucester. We do it all. I don't think we hang out in Beverly much, but
Yeah, Beverly is nice, but I do have some cousins in Gloucester, so I know the area well.
they're probably crazy and nuts, just like my dad, I bet. Rob, how
Yeah.
are you, man? We just got to know you a little bit, but tell us a little bit more. Tell the listeners who you are. You're a teacher, you're a coach, you do it all. This is kind of like you're just getting into this running thing and you might be hooked now.
Yeah. So, like you said, like I'm a teacher in Worcester. I'm also a football coach at a college around here, and then I'm a group fitness instructor as well. So, do a little bit of everything. And then, like you kind of hinted at, like this is my like second and a half year of really running. This will be my second Boston Marathon, but I kind of really just got into this whole running world like last year. So I'm still learning. I'm still a rookie in the game.
How are you liking the marathon so far? I know you're just getting into it, but this being your second Boston, it's gotta be doing something for you.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much that I'm also doing London the same week. So,
What?
I found
so
another crazy person. Yay, welcome to my
Back to
side.
back.
I
yeah,
love to see it.
yeah. So it's definitely, I don't know. I have fun with it. I've been like really fortunate to be part of like Team BMC for the past 2 years and meet some great people. Like the team that I'm part of and the people that are on that team are just like amazing people. So I think that's been a huge reason on why like I've been having such a good time.
So how did the two of you guys actually meet? Was it through the BMC, or did you guys just happen upon each other and said, "Hey, we're actually running for the same charity"? Why don't you let us know how you guys got connected?
Yeah, it was through Team BMC, we have a coach Fury, and actually a bunch of the Boston charities share the same coach. So on Saturday mornings, we have our long runs with him, and there's like a ton of charities there, so there's like a ton of people. But I somehow luckily stumbled into like the BMC like group when I showed up.
Very nice.
So yeah, we just started running together, and then we ended up pacing together, and just I don't know, became friends.
We got
Excellent.
so lucky too because you both signed up back to back, and I was like, I wonder if they know each other. And when I reached out to you, you were like, "Yeah, we just met this year, but we run together a lot." And you're like, "This is perfect." I'm like, "Awesome, this is great." Rob, tell us a little bit about BMC. Then, how did you find them? And tell us a little bit of what they do and what you're fundraising for.
Yeah, so I found them, I think, probably through the same way everyone kind of like goes into the charity way, right? Where there's a bunch of online, you just send that application out to, what kind of strikes a nerve with you or strikes, your heart. So when I reached out to BMC and I met with Lorraine, who is been kind of like the fundraiser coordinator, our interview just meant a lot to me, and so like that was a big reason for why I ended up going with them. So shout out to her, because it felt more of like we were less of just like a number and more of an actual team. And I think that started off like on such a high note for me. Um, and what BMC does is some amazing work, making sure that, everyone has the, ability for affordable healthcare. And I think another great thing I love about Team BMC is the people that are also on the team work in the hospital. And so you get to hear, where that fundraising that you're doing is going towards. And it just makes you feel a little bit better about like all the work that you have to put in, knowing that it's actually going to patients.
So it sounds like you shopped around a little bit. You knew you wanted to run Boston the first time, and you're like, let me find some charities, find something that's really, really close to me, or something I can relate to or have a passion about. And so when you have to do that, go out and fundraise, you have to be able to speak well about that charity and make it seem like it's actually impactful to you, not just, hey, I want to run the Boston Marathon, help me fundraise some money for this thing. You found something out there that meant something to you.
Yeah, like I said, I applied to a bunch, that kind of felt like it hit home a little bit for me. And I got it's a little bit of a crazy story and maybe a little bit far fetched, but I run for my friend who ended up passing away, but she was a hippie. She was all like into the tarot cards and Reiki. So I got into it a little bit, and when I was picked for 3 teams, I had to decide between those 3. I actually went to like my massage therapist, physical therapist, and we read my cards, and I was just like, who do I go with? And it pretty much just said go with like what feels right, and BMC felt right. And and I think the idea of like, again, like having affordable healthcare for everybody, and no one's more important than anybody else in this world, like I think is a big thing that BMC does, and hits home for me as well.
I
I
love
love
that you
that.
have like a spiritual connection to it, and it's totally a relevant cause for these days. I mean, healthcare is not what it should be in this country. So any little step forward we can take, I really appreciate the work that you're putting in for fundraising. So Caroline, how did you come across the BMC fundraising team?
So my story is a little different because when I moved to Boston, I started working a new job. Started working at Wayfair actually, and one of my colleagues is connected to BMC, and so he kind of spread the word that applications were opening. And so there's actually like 11 of us from Wayfair running with BMC
Oh,
this
wow.
year. So it's been kind of nice because I started the new job, started with this new team, and it's been really great to just like meet people, and the way they've organized it is just really, really nice and like community based. So it's been an awesome experience so far, but I found it through work, so a little bit different than Rob.
Now, I'm going to assume here, but I might be wrong, but you're running with 11 people from work. So I'm assuming the 11 of you are like working together to fundraise. Maybe you're doing fundraising events. Maybe you're all just saying, screw each other. I'm going to fundraise for myself. What are you doing to fundraise, Caroline? Are you working with your team from Wayfair? Or are you doing things on your own? Are you having events? Are you doing like a karaoke night or something fun?
Well, so I have a few things that I'm doing on my own, but the team at Wayfair, we did like Super Bowl squares where we all pulled it together, just because we're like all spread out through different teams. So it worked out. And then we just had a bake sale, which was awesome. It was like everybody chipped in and everybody was really excited to support. So I think we're going to do that again. And just do a couple more events in office. But then I'm doing a fundraising event for St. Patty's Day at Stats in Southie.
Love it.
So that's like the Saturday of St. Patty's Day weekend. So that'll be fun. And then I'll do one up in Beverly at Old Planters, just as like I think I'm going to do it at the beginning of April. So just like 3 weeks left, final stretch.
Crunch time.
Hometown fundraiser. Yeah.
Excellent.
Erica, tell her about your 50-50 raffle thing in the office.
Oh yeah. So I work in a very small office, but my boyfriend, he has probably 200 plus people in his office, and they love to do a little bit of gambling. So I had gone to Staples and bought a roll of those tickets, just like the carnival tickets, and he would go around just saying like, "Hey, my girlfriend's raising money for." When I ran Boston, I did Team Eye and Ear. for Mass Ioneer. And so he'd be like, hey, anybody want to do a 50-50 raffle? So he did that a few times a year. So that's also something you might want to consider doing.
Caroline, the 11 of you in the office should do this.
You guys could rake
Like-
it in.
Yeah, we do have some raffles or potential raffles coming up too, but the bake sale was honestly like really successful. So
That's
we're like,
always
This
a
is
plus.
no
do that
work,
again.
Caroline. You could just like say, hey, you want to buy a 50-50? We're going to do it every week. You buy them all week. We pull it on Friday. Do it again next week. That could be some big time winnings.
That's awesome. I love that.
I love
Totally
the bake
worth it,
sale too.
inexpensive too. Yep.
Totally.
Rob, what are you doing to fundraise? What have you already done? What do you got planned?
Yeah, so we've done a couple of things so far. I'm trying to do a lot more events this year. I've done trivia night. I did this thing at this place called Schoolyard, which is kind of like this oversized adult playground where you have like
Ooh.
cornhole and Connect Four and kickball, all that fun stuff. And then my girlfriend, who's also with Team BMC, she's running the marathon this year. She had a fundraiser at Little Words Project, which like you make these like bracelets. I got my own little bracelet.
Cool.
Yeah, and they gave a portion of their profits to that as well. So just doing more events this year, and it's been a fun time.
I love seeing that you guys each have your own little support system within Team BMC. So you have your work friends, Caroline, and you have your girlfriend, Rob. So it just is super cool that this big team has all these little support systems for you.
Now, I don't think we mentioned it, but you guys had to like declare an amount you're going to fundraise. What are you going for?
So my goal this year is to hit 10,000.
Yeah, mine's the same.
So
How
really,
close are
you
you
got
guys
20
getting?
grand to make, Rob, with you and your girlfriend. Is she like, give me all the money first and worry about you later, or are you guys working together equally splitting it here?
Yeah, we're a team effort. She's on the team by volunteer. She was able to get her spot with in the marathon through a different avenue, so she didn't have to raise money.
All right, awesome.
So
what a
she's
relief! I would be so scared. Yeah, a big reason we do this is because fundraising to me is really scary, and I hate asking for people to donate money. But my thought is maybe one day, like if I have to do this, I want to help pump the tires of everybody else, and maybe karma will come my way. So I want to like pump everyone's tires here and help them out and get awareness. And we eventually started getting asked like donate here, donate there. And Erica and I went broke. We're like, why don't we just have everyone on and try to like feed the funds in that way? So this is totally awesome. You guys are gonna crush that 10 grand each. Let's talk about the Boston Marathon. How about you, Rob? You already ran, so what are your goals this year? Is this a victory lap for you, or are you going for like a PR and a time?
Honestly, I'm just going for the vibes. I think, last year, I was so caught up in the moment. Like my first 3 miles were like 7-minute pace, and that's not who I am at all. So like halfway through, my calves were cramping up. Like it was terrible. But I ended with, again, like kind of the spiritual side of it. I ended with like 4:44 was my marathon time. So it was like kind of cool for that, like angel numbers right there. So really, whatever my time is, I'd like to do a little bit better. But I'm just really going to have a fun time, because then again, I have another marathon the same week. So
that's right. You're going to be a maniac, actually. You qualify to be a marathon maniac after that. Are you aware of the maniacs?
I did not. I was not.
Just look them up. You will fit right in.
Sounds like an elite club I'd love to be in.
What is the requirements, Erica? You have to do 2 marathons in a week, or like 3 marathons in a month?
I think it's 2 within 9 days. So you have like the entire weekend. You could do one on like a Friday or whatever it is. And just as long as you get one in the next weekend, you're good. So
yeah.
It's either that or 3 in 90 days, I think. So it's not an elitist group. They want all the members. So, but your feet will definitely count you in.
Sweet.
How about you, Caroline? What's the goal here? Is Boston, I love to call it a victory lap. Like you work so hard, whether it's fundraising or qualifying. Is Boston a victory lap, or are you a competitive runner? Are you going for like the sub 3 hour Olympic trials time here?
No, definitely nothing like that. I'm competitive with myself, so I definitely am shooting for a PR, which my PR is 4:14. So I am shooting for sub 4. If I get that, I probably won't, but I'm going to shoot for it and then I can keep shooting for it for future marathons. But I'm trying to manifest a sub 4. But yeah, it's really like a hometown and homecoming marathon for me. So it's the first one where like all my family will be there, all my home friends, all my like after college, like adult friends, everyone's coming out. Like all
That's
my girlfriends
awesome.
from New York are coming.
Do you
So it's going
know,
to
do
be
they
just a
have a
lot of
plan
fun.
where they're gonna be?
No, my family is like just assign me a spot. So that's the plan for them.
I have a spot
But
for
my,
them. Erica,
yeah.
mile 19. They can
Mile
hang out with us.
19.
We have
We're
a
Oh,
gonna
there you
have
party
a
there.
go.
party zone.
There you go. My New York friends, they actually all flew out when I ran Berlin. And so all like 8 of them came out and they saw me in 4 spots in
Wow.
Berlin. So we have to see if they can beat that in Boston. But
Okay, that's quite the challenge. So you've done Berlin, New York, and now is this your first Boston, correct?
this is my first
So
Boston.
are you 3? Are you halfway to 6 now, or have you done the others too?
I've done Chicago, but
Okay.
I haven't done London or Tokyo. Those are next up.
We're going to have to ask you this big question after the race because it's a debate. Like, I'm
Okay.
a Boston guy. I love Boston. Erica's from here. She should be a Boston girl, but she prefers the Chicago Marathon. So after the Boston Marathon, we'll have to hear back from you and you tell us Chicago or Boston because we both know. Well, I don't know. I might change my tone next year after I run New York this year. I'll have to get your advice on New York too. So
Yeah, New York is awesome. Chicago's just nice because it's flat.
that makes sense why Erica loves it. She's scared of
I
hills.
I'm not scared of hills, but I have my reasons. I was telling Rob before we started that I ran Boston in 2018, so that was the the crappiest year. Yeah, I probably could have run it. So Chicago just has been wonderful. I've run it 3 times. I'm going back for my 4th time, and it's just I love everything about it. Flat is definitely a perk. Let me just say.
Yeah,
But hey,
Chicago's flat and I had perfect weather there, so I was like
there
I
you
was very
go.
happy with Chicago. New York I've had a couple good ones and a really bad one the year it was really hot. So
Oh no. Yep.
yeah.
So fingers crossed for you guys. I'm gonna knock on all the wood, knock on my microphone
It's
that
going
you
to be
guys get
epic.
a good weather day. And I'm talking good, not an epic weather day. A
Epic.
very nice day.
Guys, it's
about
going to
time.
be epic, either epically awesome or epically bad, one or the other. Just be
I vote for
prepared. That's
good.
why you're running. You know what? This is one of the hardest marathons to train for because you're in the thick of it right now. It's February when we're talking. It snowed like 7 feet in the last 4 days. The wind is insane. Are you doing all your training outside, or are you an indoor treadmill runner? What are you doing for training right now?
I run outside. I avoid the treadmill at all
Oh,
costs.
I applaud you because I am the complete opposite. I'll get out for my long run and that's it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no. The only time I'm on a treadmill is when I go to Barry's, which is what I consider my cross training.
How about you, Rob?
So I've incorporated a little bit of everything this year. I don't know. I'm probably just too soft. I guess it's been too cold for me to go outside. So
I feel it.
I'll kind of my like Monday, Wednesday runs. I'll split up with half of it on the treadmill and half of it on a bike, and then I keep my long runs outside. But yeah, no, it's an ice skate, like it's an ice rink out there right now. So I don't even think I could if I wanted to.
Isn't it bad?
Yeah.
It really tests us. This winter has been something else.
It's brutal. That's why I'm looking forward to marathon training for New York in the summertime. I'm
It's
looking
much
forward to it.
better.
Rob, will you have family or friends out there on the course? Will you run with your girlfriend the entire time? What's your game plan here?
So I'll have some family and friends on the course. My game plan will be similar to last year. If I see my friends, like I'm definitely going to go over and say hi and cheer with them. It's a great time. My girlfriend and I will not be running at the same pace, so we'll give ourselves a little high five at the beginning and then go on our way. And then yeah, no, I'll it'll be good. Like that's all I'm really there for though, is just a good time. Like last year, Heartbreak Hill, there was someone giving out donuts and like had to grab one of those.
Yeah, it's Team Donut.
Exactly. My classroom is like it's donut themed, so it's like do not stress, just do your best. So I
I knew
keep
I liked you, Rob.
that.
Wouldn't get along with Ali G though. Rob, what do you teach, by the way?
So I teach ELA at a special alternative school in Worcester.
ELA. Help me
Yeah,
out
so like
there.
English language arts.
Okay,
Cool.
yes, very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then Rob, where can everyone find your fundraising efforts? If someone just wants to go in there and fundraise, where can they find your fundraising efforts, or do you have any events planned coming up?
Yeah, so my next event will take place in Worcester. I'm having an event at Vintage Bar and Grill on Shrewsbury Street. That'll be at the end of March, and then really like the main you can find me on Instagram. My main one is the coach_Orel, or I do have the one and only _Rob. But really, like I think the main thing, as most people I feel like are around this time looking for, is like those companies that match donations. I work at a school, so they don't do that.
Yeah.
So that's like been the toughest part of like my fundraising, is trying to find like some company that will match donations at this point.
Mm. How much more do you have to go, Rob?
I have about 5,000 left.
Halfway there.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, it's all downhill from this point.
That's
How
what
about
they
you,
say.
Caroline? What are you doing? What do you got planned? What's coming up? And yeah, how close are you?
Yeah, I am at about 3,700 at the moment. So got
Still
almost
a good
halfway
chunk.
there.
Still a good
Almost
chunk.
halfway, yeah. So I have a St. Patty's Day fundraiser at Stats in Southie on March 15th. And then I'm doing a fundraiser on April 4th at Old Planters Brewery in Beverly. But yeah, mostly I just post on my social. So on my Instagram, I'm at Caroline Etter. And I have the link in my bio, and I post like every day I run pretty much. So just
And for
counting the
everyone
days.
listening right now, those links will be in the show notes for Rob and for Caroline and for everyone doing the Boston Marathon who is on the part of this little mini series you're doing. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. You two are going to rock it. Team BMC. That's so cool. Thanks for doing this together, by the way. I love that you two found each other and you run together as well. So that even made it more perfect. Any last thing for you, Erica, for Rob and Caroline? Send them off with good luck and good vibes and amazing Boston
Yes, good
Marathon
luck,
weather.
good vibes. Keep going out, joining John Fury, because he is awesome. I got to run with him when I was doing my charity stuff. Keep doing it as a team. It's always so much better when you're out there on a long run, not by yourself. The motivation is out there, and it's so much better. And I just wish you guys the best of luck with your fundraising. Hopefully this can drum up a lot of awareness for you guys and just help you reach your goals, because you're getting there. You guys are doing a great job, and we're so proud of you. And look out for us at mile 19 if you guys just want to wave or something, but we'll take high fives too. It's up to
Erica
you.
brings a cooler. If you want something, shoot her a DM. She'll get you
Send
a
it my
Coke, a
way.
beer, a donut. She'll have it
I
all at
love
mile
that.
19.
I can't
We're about
guarantee donuts will be there for very long, because I do enjoy them.
Yeah, you got to
myself,
run
but-
fast, Rob, if you want a donut.
Deal.
We're looking
But
to
yeah,
support
guys,
you guys
good
out
luck.
there.
Thank you so much. We can't wait to see you there. Please say hi at mile 19, about 100 yards to your left after the aid station.
Right
And
by
then,
the Johnny Kelly statue.
yeah, we'll give you that power to get up Heartbreak Hill. It'll be awesome, guys. You're going to do it. You're going to crush it. Good luck on your goals, your fundraising. Everyone, I really hope you enjoyed Rob and Caroline running for the Boston Medical Center team in the 2025 Boston Marathon. You guys are going to do wicked awesome.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you so much.